Hello, welcome. So the goal of this video is to show you how to craft your first set of bygone armor, to show you how to buy the Ruin Raider ultimate weapon, which is the endgame weapon. It costs 6,000 coins, and also test some other things out and some other things that will help you really reach the endgame. Now this is overkill. You don't need all of this stuff to finish the game, but I'll just mention it. So at this point you should probably have your faction armor, which is more or less like this. I don't think the one in the Remnant camp is much different than this. This is the heavy option. If you choose the light option, you'll have more standard generation. If you choose the mage one, you'll have more magical damage. Otherwise, you have a very good choice in this one over here, the bandit heavy armor, which will increase your critical chance by 10%. Also, you'll probably find an epic weapon that is not too hard to find, and you'll also have a decent level, so you can also use, of course, the epic ones or some of the better ones that you might find along the way. Now, you might be thinking, well, what's the catch? Is this not enough? More or less. So what is the armor of the bygones? The armor of the bygones is an endgame armor that is even stronger than the armor I'm wearing, much stronger. You can get it from a few ways. Now, you can also get the first piece of the bygone armor just by going over here in the hatch, where you also have a signet stone. So, go over here to the north. This is a cave over here. You exit somewhere over there, and then just go like that to the plateau. There's a trapdoor over there, near a harpy, near a ruin. Just enter it and you'll get your first piece. Now, you cannot get your second and your third piece until you go to Act 4 into the library. The library is over here, and it's actually a very fun location, and you also get a lot of other cool stuff. So, what are the other cool stuff you might need? Well, there's a spell called Focus Shape, which gives you 100% more physical damage, 20% movement speed and attack speed, and reduces the stamina consumption for all attacks by 50%. Well, this basically makes it useless to invest in stamina or other things, because you can just give this one. It's a little harder to activate because you need 100 focus and you need to have focus to continue it, but it's a lot of extra stuff you can get. For defense, you can also have the Golem Ointment, which is kind of hard to make, but not that hard after you play the game a lot. So it reduces physical damage received by 40%, which is a lot of defense, right? You can get it from the Primeval Forest from buying it at Rurk. It's actually a very good one. Otherwise, if you don't get it the first time you see it, you can get it from the inn over here, from Rurk, of course. So if you don't get it there, you can get it here. Okay, so do you need anything else? Well, technically you have the focus here, but you also have a few shouts, which is a buff. The effect lasts quite a bit, so as you can see, you can also get the next shout. You have two shouts. Fervent shout, which will increase your physical resistance by 30% for 45 seconds or more. Now, think about it. So you have 40% to the golem, and this one is 30% plus your armor. That basically means you'll barely take any damage. And then you can kind of use these two together. So the battle shout will increase your movement and attack speed by 50%, and also damage by 40%, but you take 40% more damage. So you have to use these two in conjunction to kind of cancel out the bonus. So if you have even more HP and defense, you can use them as well. So yeah, look at my health, I have 165, so that's kind of like the end game battle theme. And also we'll need the better axe, like I said, from the Ruin Raiders. The Ruin Raider quest is kind of annoying. You have to gather all of the signets, plus do the quest missing where you are kidnapped in front of the inn, or you can just go over here and enter the place, but that's a weird way to do the quest, so I don't recommend it. Also go to the Ruin Raiders through the entrance over here, it's pretty easy, or through the forest, or through the inn. There's a cave over there, or through here, to the tavern. And that's a lot of explanation, so you might be thinking, well, what's the point of all of that? You're just strong enough as it is. Yes or no? As you can see, you need to be level 20 for all of this stuff. And you also need to find, like I said, the bandit heavy armor, which is just over here. Just go over here, and then you go up here to the ruins, I think. Oh no, it's over here. And then you just have to beat the bandits using spiked traps, caltrops. Let me see if they're called any other way. Crow's feet. So you just throw one or two of them to the guards in front over here, and then they'll just kill them. Which also works, but it's more time consuming and more annoying. And then, of course, you'll have your armor and your weapon. I got the axe from here, but usually find a lot of epic weapons also in this part of the ruin over here in the library. Otherwise, just buy whatever you can. So, that was a long introduction that was probably not needed, but I just explained what you need for the end game and how to get most of them. So now let's actually do it. So we'll be over here and let's see if we can enter and kind of do damage against the harpies and some of the other stuff. Okay, so I've arrived here, and as you can see, over here next to the statue we'll have a little button that will open an entranceway over here. So that's the main point of this location over here. And let's see how far we can get into this dungeon without getting ourselves into a lot of trouble. And headdress, oh look at that. More hats for us to wear. I guess they couldn't figure out how to open this one. I guess that should look like a crown. Okay, let's see what's over here. Like I said, I'm not sure how far we can get into this dungeon. If we can get the bygone armor pieces before doing the raider quest. That's a teleporter. Really? There's nothing over here? Okay. Nothing over there, so the only way to go forward is to go over here. Nothing to read either. Wow, the developers could have wrote more things. It will not work without the key. So I guess you cannot enter this location even if you try it. So someone said that you can enter this earlier, but you cannot enter through the door without activating the key, which is the inactive seal of Jivanius, which you need to activate the final shrine, which is behind this location over here, which is behind the rock wall that will get destroyed in the next sequence of the quest. So yeah, you cannot get the second and the third armor pieces from here, so you have to wait until you do the quest. Okay, so let's do a short recap. So I have 3 armor pieces of the bygone. One you get from the plateau over here, like I mentioned, you have to go through the cave and so on. And the second and the third one you have to get through the library quest, which is only available in Act 4. And you will be guided through this location pretty easily. So now you have to take the pieces of the bygone armor to your crafter, either the Bartok in the upper quarter or Tunic in Nemeton. So let me read you the stats of all of the armor so you know what to choose in case you want the other one, but usually most people pick the heavy armor. So the mage armor will give you 150 armor, magic resistance will be 80, magical damage will be 20%, so 20% more magical damage, base focus plus 6. The light armor will give you 180 protection, 180 defense, magic resistance of 80, stamina cost minus 40%, so you'll be moving a lot faster and regenerating the stamina faster. And the heavy armor will be 240 defense, so 60 defense over the other light armor. 80 magic resistance, so all of them will have 80 magic resistance and minus 50% stance damage. So that means you can take a lot more damage before you are stunned. Maximal protection. It will be tactical, it will be black. Nothing can harm you. And that's kind of it. Now, as you can see, she will give you some other stuff over here. That's a bug. Nemeton heavy helmet, Nemeton light helmet. I guess you can buy the heavy helmet as well, even though it's not worth spending money on something that's not good. As you can see, for an axe you can get the Bear Butcher axe, which is 78 damage at this point and 60 requirement. Well, I guess it's much weaker than what we have right now, but you should be using a weapon that you found anyway. And that tiara just doesn't cut it for me, so you can steal the light helmet, but what about the heavy helmet? Okay, let's wear our beautiful armor. Look at that, we get a full 100 armor as opposed to the armor you get from the faction. I think this is a new item. The heavy helmet. It's not worth it at all. I shouldn't waste money on this thing. But I'll buy it anyway. Hey, you have so many helmets in the game, I wonder why. Now we can put the heavy helmet, which makes us look like a guard now. Yeah, armor wise, we are armored up, 160 health and ready to go. So let's go and buy the weapon now. Okay, so as a little reminder, you can go through the tavern back, you can go through a cave, or you can just go straight over here in the Remnant camp entrance. Go to the left where you see the marketplace. And then Grass should be standing over here, and then just go behind it. I'm just showing you this because some people probably forget about this at some point. Now, like I said, you do need to do the divinities, the signet quest, which is not that bad. But it takes such a long time and you need to get 6 signets and do the missing quest. And then you just have to take all of them to them and they'll activate it for you. Well, not activate it, they'll assemble it for you. And then they'll share the super ultra rare inventory with you. Also, this is for a quest that we'll do at some point. Is it easy to get the money? No, it's super hard to get all of this money. I think you need to be in the endgame to do it, otherwise... I'm not sure how you can make this amount of money normally playing the game. And they have a few interesting things over here, like the bygone rest recipe, which gives you 10 magic resistance, which is useless. They sell a lot of potions, which is not really recommended. But they do have the endgame weapons, like the bow, 200 damage. Look at that damage for the bow, 25 focus. The shield is also amazing. Look at that armor. Yeah, so that would be added on your regular stuff. Nothing to play with the sword and the slingshot, where it's... I think the slingshot does about 92 damage. You can get it from Rourke in the tavern over there in the inn. But let's buy the executioner. None escapes his judgment. Oh, my poor wallet. I feel so light now. Legacy of the Bygone. This is also an achievement, the same as getting the armor now. This is a bit of a discussion over here, if you can equip the weapon and at what point. As you can see, we are 97. The weapon requires 100. We have 112. How are you supposed to do this? Well, I wasted most of the potions I have to increase my stats. Let me find the fireplace and I'll show you. I wasted most of the potions that I have on basically life elixirs, but you can probably just make strength or dexterity elixirs and less of the ones like this. You also need to find all of the learning shrines. You also need to find all of the quests that give you a permanent stat boost. You also have to find all of the plants, because even if you cannot make all of the Mandragora potions, you can still have a lot of plants that give you stuff. For example, like for dexterity that I have over here and I don't use. One more point in mind. Yeah, so it's a lot of work to just get to this one. So as you can see, you need to have 100 with all of your bonuses. I can show you 112. 97. So yeah, you probably want to get my own talisman, which will be the biggest increase in prowess you can get. So after thinking about my loadout, I kind of decided to go this one, of course, for the shouts, the bonuses of the shouts, more stance damage, the blessing of the divinities. Otherwise we cannot really equip this, as I showed you, and the wind talisman, because you dodge a lot and you'll do 50% more damage, which is a huge amount of damage. Now other candidates will be the Heart of the Spriga, just in case you want to sit still and the enemy is attacking, you will also be sitting still. This doesn't work anymore because there's no way you can deal 500 damage plus with your throwing items and stuff like that, so might as well not even use it. This is also an interesting option, just in case you don't want to deal with the healing and other things. You can use this to replace the Skull Cleaver. And I think I'll just do that. The stance damage is not that bad, but to be honest, it doesn't really matter if the opponent is stunned or not, because at this point we can just kill them in a few hits, so they'll likely be dead before they get a chance to be stunned. Other options, I would say this one would have been a good option as well, but you need to get the starting item, the ring that will give you 5 health. And this is something you can do only if you know metagame knowledge. So if you get that ring, you can actually craft a ring that gives you 20 health with the 3 rings of the Norns. And replace one of your items. And that will actually make you super tanky, because 20 extra health is a lot of extra health, especially in the beginning of the game when you can craft it. Otherwise, I don't think I'll change anything. This is just too many stats to ignore, and this is just too useful, and this is just free healing, I suppose. 5% health, you might think, well, that's not a lot, but 16 health. It's 8 health, we can heal for 8 health. That will mean we'll use a few less items, plus if we're running about the bleeding, well, the bleeding will come from the crit chances, and our crit chance is 12%. It's quite a lot for what we have. Okay, I think that's enough explanation. That's enough explaining. Yeah, this is a weird quiz, because apparently you have to go through so many hoops just to fight and finish. Oh, what was that? I guess healing doesn't help that much. That was a slingshot. By the way. That's that.
Huh?
And that's Mog, so yeah, you might not be even to see Mog because of the weird fights. Fun, you say? Oh wow, he's actually... What? He has a lot of armor and health by the looks of it. This axe is more like a paddle. Okay, we should tell him. Wow, that was actually a hard fight. I guess on this difficulty, on classic difficulty, they are super hard in the arena. I defeated Mog. Come to me, Knight. I'm scratching my head. It's actually taking me more to do the... to fight than to do anything else. Okay, see. Marked ones. Okay, can I join now? Okay, seems like this is the... Oh. I'm part of the marked ones, okay. I have done for you. I want to fight you with my big axe. Oh, that's Gra. You can stay. Okay, likes us. We'll fight as more training. Sure. To the shield hand now, you need to recognize. What? Over the boost. What kind of a stupid idea is that? No way. I don't want it. Why did this become about tattoos? Marked ones. I have a feeling if you get a tattoo, you might get a bonus, but I don't want to get a tattoo because of shield pressure, of peer pressure, not shield pressure, peer pressure. Oh, this is going to take such a long time to get to baddie. Okay, let's see. Okay, so let's do our next battle, which will be with Karim. I think you can choose whatever you want, but it's like it will be a better match for me to defeat someone with sword and a shield. Oh. That is much easier than the previous one. Huh. They're just running away. I don't know why, but that was funny to me. Stop it, baddie. Okay, so we have to defeat the other ones as well. So dark is usually around here.
Oh.
100 coins. Look at us, we are a Terminator compared to these guys. Oh, they really like that stun skill. Okay, it was much lighter armor than the other ones. Okay. So I guess the first fight we had was one of the toughest, in a way. Did you see that?
Oh.
Okay, so who is the last one? Dark and Blan. Well, Blan was around here somewhere. So here he is. Okay, I'll go and wait for you in the arena then. Also seems like you can train two at a time. And you can kind of cheat if you arrive sooner in the arena. You can defeat them faster by doing that. I like that, that's really cheating. Actually, my turn to fight. I defeated the three of them. One of us should get gladiator armor. April, just Nissa and Ada. And defeated Ada. Yes, I have the coins. Right, so I have to wait again. 9 PM. Well, the only place I found that I could sleep nearby is this over here, but sometimes the tent is occupied by Figen or he's watching me closely, so I cannot do that. 9 PM, that is fun. So I hope today we're fighting. Oh, they were fighting, yay! We're fighting the Dark Magician. Okay. Oh, come on. Yeah, that's how he fights. He fights with you with his fists. And bugs and all sorts of nonsense. We have back to breeding wounds? That's weird. We lost? How is that possible? What? With all of this armor and all of this stuff, we still lost to that fighter for what? I don't get it. This game is so weird. I think after the first parts of the game, everything becomes just silly. How did he defeat me so easily, especially during the last portion where my health was just flying down? I call that unfair. Coach, bring me back in. Okay, this time we'll play it more carefully. Oh, that's a lot. Oh, okay. I guess its little pets did all of the damage that time. Oh yeah, he's toast. I'm electrified. Bunch of coins, okay. Leandra is... I'll fight tomorrow. Oh no. Yeah, that was a bit silly, but I guess we can do it like this. I guess I can do it like this, slip to 8 and then to 9. Such a weird part of the game. I mean, I would expect, can you just make a dialogue option so you can pass the time while you're at the NPC? Oh.
Woo! Woo! Woo!
Oh, sword. That guy was actually harder because it just drains your entire health pool in a few seconds. Oh, what is that? Now let's drink a potion and be done with it. Yeah, we have had the electricity at the last one. So you get 150 coins for winning. Finish, I'll fight tomorrow. Are the coins. The fights are not hard, but they're definitely gimmicky at some point. I mean, I still don't understand how I lost that fight against Ebru. I guess it was just a lot of 10 points of damage or something like that. But I guess this is a good way to use your healing potions. I have too many of them anyway. Okay, it's me. Leandra, Sinistra. What? Let's hit a turnip in the middle of battle. This is the easiest battle because I just have too much armor and damage. Oh, I forgot she summons the double. They were energized. This is the real one. Tap that. Okay, let's fight Ada. Oh. Okay, so we're stepping up the plate. Oh, they also said that they don't know where Buddy is. Buddy's been training in a secret location. Okay, I guess I understand now, but it's still a little bit annoying because at this point you technically don't have a bed in the camp. And I actually went to sleep one time and then I woke up and the guards were attacking me. Hey, I'm a superstar, don't attack me. Take my autograph, but don't take my life. Ah, okay, so she's actually wearing some armor. I mean, the armor you get from them is pretty weak.
Yay!
Oh, that's so much damage. So I guess if you're going to play on classic difficulty, the arena fights will be the worst. I see why she's undefeated, but... It's like you're fighting the foe. Okay, activated lightning mode. I forgot which one is the real one.
Yay!
Talk about the joke. Which one is the real one? I guess she's dying over and over. But she keeps summoning more illusions. It's impossible to know which one is the real one. Oh, I almost lost my entire health pool.
Yay!
No, not again. This is like, okay, this is like playing Dota and playing a melee hero against Spirit Lancer. You just kill them 100 times and there are more than you kill. Am I not dealing any damage? This is the question. So she's probably wearing the gladiator armor.
Yay!
Almost died. This is one joke of a battle. I don't get it. Why I just have to wait until the buffs run out? Wow, wow, okay. Talk about an unfair fight. Almost one bet on you. How much money did I get? I didn't look. Where is body? I need body. No, he's not dead. Where is he? I think Buddy will be our next opponent when we go to the next area of the game, so I guess that's it. We don't really get a lot of money out of the whole deal anyway. That was as hard as I thought it would be. I don't think you can do it without some endgame gear. Some of the stuff we're using, so... This is also useless, so I better put back the skull. So we have 4 points left. I guess I can go back and learn the final thingy for the axe, which is this one, which I kinda forgot to do. Anyway. Endgame equipment. Classic difficulty. Iron Man classic difficulty plus endgame armor, endgame skill, endgame stats, and everything else. So I guess I could have used some of the other buffs and potions, but like I said, I don't want to use them up like this one. Or the movement speed one, or the focus, or even the bigger health potions. We have one of the big ones as well. Interesting. Anyway, see you next time. Bye bye.